So, as I said in the last video, I'm having someone come to finally knock down the jungle I call my lawn. Literally, welcome to the jungle is my lawn. I haven't had it done for a while. I mean, I don't do gardening. I don't want to do gardening. I hate gardening. I don't have a lawnmower. And even if we did, my wife would do it. Also, we live in a new slope, and I don't want to do that, and she doesn't want to touch it. So, that being said, so I've been kind of doing the Angie thing, the thumbtack thing. And, you get the people say, I'll do it for $19. It was all bullshit. I knew that. So yesterday, or actually Friday, I get a text from a guy who had reached out, but I didn't get back to him because I had gotten inundated. He says, hey, you still want the lawn done? Okay, yeah. I mean, come by on Monday and let's give me a rate. So the guy shows up this morning, and he's a Latino, small guy, and his English isn't great. That's fine, but we kind of related. We talked it out. And yeah, I know. You're looking at me. Why didn't you speak to him in Spanish? Well, that's one of the crosses I bear. Never really learned Spanish. I know all the bad words from refereeing soccer on the pitch, but I never learned it. But we kind of understood it. And he later on said, "Hey, I'll text you a rate." Well, it's cool, great. So his thing was that he wanted to do it through text because his English wasn't good, but he could text, which was great. I'm fine with that. So I thought I was going to call for $500. It's a mess out here. It was really bad, and the size of the lot. I've got like tree roots growing. It's bad. But I got to tell you, it's $250. Okay. Sure. When? Today. Cool. I go, yeah, sure. And then just as we finish up, he goes, I'll do it for $180. I didn't even offer a negotiation price. I said, I'll take the $250. I said, what time are you here? 2:30. Okay, let's get it done. So my wife, they were walking around and outside. She didn't know who they were, and one of them spooked her because she was in the restroom, and she was from her desk in her bedroom. She can look out and see outside. We had a rose bush. She was checking the rose bush out because we need to get that trimmed. And she said, who's that? And I told her what's going on, and she goes, well, is that the landscaper? I go, who'd you see? She goes, tall guy with a hat, kind of blonde. I go, no, it's probably one of his workers. The guy upstairs is like, 5'4", 5'6", Hispanic guy. I told her what the English and what he want. My wife is a German, beautiful woman. Married her 40 years ago. Been dating her for 40. We've been together for a very long time. So all of a sudden she goes, you sure he's legal? I looked at her and go, what? I mean, you sure he's legal? I mean, maybe you should check his papers. Now she's bullshitting me. My wife is not political, but she hears shit. And she went on a rant, a sarcastic rant, similar to any fucking Republican politicians I've been hearing for the last month. Everything that you could hear come out of J.D. Vance's mouth or Donald Trump's mouth or any of those assholes on the far right, she laid out in sarcasm. And I looked at her, I go, I know you're sarcastic. But you know the sad thing about it? There are people who say that full-throated and believe it. Her remark was, they're idiots because they don't know how this country was built. My wife knows how this country was built. Immigrants get the job done. Just quote Hamilton. Her great-grandfather jumped off a ship into Ellis Island from Germany. He was on the ship as a sailor and jumped off and swam. Well, he didn't make it to Ellis Island. They picked him up. But they let him in his country. His name was Ellis. That's where the family name comes from. My wife's great-great-grandfather, to use a term, forgive me, was a wetback. A German wetback. But he came here and he built a family. And and my wife is a descendant of that family, so she understands. They tell that story they told me that story all the time when I was dating her. So that's the irony of all this. My wife, who is going to vote, who's going to vote blue, who doesn't participate in conversations like this that I do, but knows that what they're spouting is bullshit. And also, my wife is a unbelievable educated woman, especially an expert on the Holocaust. And she knows what she sees. She knows history. So that I want to put out there, that even those who are casual, but they can see, know what's going on. So you guys have a good rest of the day. You all take care, and again, thank you for following me, and share, like, as they always say. Thank you very much, and you have a good rest of your day.